shit! Hey, someone's down!
Speak English?
Yeah, man.
Let's go. Enter the vehicle and drive forward. Conquest the banderas.
Do cocaine and do banderas, yeah.
Alright, first up, Insurgency Sandstorm. Off to a shaky start, but no need to panic. The future looks promising for Insurgency Sandstorm. And look! It's Sinjar, one of the OG maps. It's called Hillside in Sandstorm. But nonetheless, it's the Sinjar we all know and love. The bloodbath that is Point A on push security. Anyway, this should be a lot of fun when it comes from the test environment over to the actual game. But yeah, you can download the test environment and play right now if you so wish. But anyway, let's keep supporting Insurgency Sandstorm here. Great game. Great game. Alright, next up in our tactical gaming overview is the infamous series Red Orchestra, with its newest installment, Rising Storm 2 Vietnam. And yes, as you can see, this is not Vietnam. This is a mod called Winter Wars, and it focuses on a less familiar war to most people between Finland and Russia. I believe sometime in between World War I and World War II, probably closer to World War I. Correct me if I'm wrong, but anyway, really cool mod, really cool game. Doesn't quite always itch that tactical itch, as doesn't have the best of communication going. Depends on the day and who's playing, but you tend to get your trolls. And also, don't forget about the new Army Men game. The Army Men. This is actually a DLC expansion. But it's free. The Rifleman class is free. You got to pay for the other classes. But this game is great fun, and you can catch it on sale pretty darn cheap. But anyway, doesn't quite itch that tactical itch. So we're going to jump right into the big dog. Squad, baby. SQUAD. Squad is the current pinnacle of tactical gaming. It is actually a spiritual successor to an old Battlefield 2 mod called Project Reality, which is still, you can still play for free if you don't have a high-grade gaming PC. You could play it on a toaster. You could play this game, and it has all kinds of assets and factions and weapons. But anyway, Squad, this is it, folks. You won't find a better community, more welcoming and more responsive than this Squad community. And even with the interaction between dev and community, it's bar none. Now, all these games we're talking about and the next two we're going to talk about can all learn from each other, and especially Squad. And with these next two, I'm going to be rolling out the trifecta, baby, of tactical gaming. All I want to know is, who's coming with me?
Two down, two down, two down.
One of my most favorite wars depicted in video gaming, World War II. This is Postscriptum. It's basically a mod of Squad, but the developers of Squad made it a full-fledged, hired the modders and made it a full-fledged game, Postscriptum. Now, this is a beauty, cinematic beauty. It is so immersive and realistic. It is quite possibly the most tactical experience in World War II. Now, you probably know what the next game is, and that's Hell Let Loose. These two games can learn so much from each other, not only developers, but the communities. In the forums and on Reddit, I always see these kids pitting these two games at each other. Oh, Hell Let Loose is better, and Postscriptum is better. Enough of that, okay? You can support both of these games when they're on sale for less than a AAA title. You can get both of them. Now, a big problem with Postscriptum is performance. Now, hear me out now, because when Squad went to UE Unreal Engine 4.21, it had a huge performance boost. And Postscriptum is right now in coding that right now, and soon it'll be to the newest Unreal Engine code, and we're going to see huge performance boost, even for AMD users. So, fingers crossed. I would love to see both Postscriptum and Hell Let Loose come out on top and have live, flourishing communities. So, like I said, you could support both of these games for the price of one AAA title. So, and let's be serious, this alone is better than Battlefield 5, if you ask me. Depends on what kind of experience you're looking for. But anyway, on to our next and final tactical game. Hell Let Loose, baby. We are on Utah Beach here. Now, I don't know why they didn't release an invasion, push, rush style game mode for this map, but very rarely do you get to actually witness the beach in action. But here's a little clip of it. But anyway, I wanted to touch, before this video ends, I wanted to touch on something very important, okay? This game, like I was saying about when the Postscriptum footage was rolling, these two games are fantastic. Of course, Postscriptum is a little further along in development, but Hell Let Loose isn't far behind. And soon, once they add transport to this game, it's literally going to change the meta. It's going to change the way the game is played entirely. But I see a lot of people on the forums and Reddit saying, oh, we don't want it to be like Postscriptum. And I'm sorry, kids, but when we kickstarted this game, we were kickstarting a mill sim. Okay, go to their Kickstarter, you'll see somewhere on there, it is not an arcade shooter, but a simulation of war. Anyway, I hate to break your hearts, but as each of these assets are being added to the game, and more is added to the game, you're not going to have a choice but to play it like a mill sim. Now, I believe that eventually once they get server tools and you can kick people and all that, it's really going to devolve down to the official servers being an arcade style play, where the community servers will be running milsim gameplay. But anyway, nonetheless, the trifecta, baby. Squad, Postscriptum, Hell Let Loose. Like I said, these communities and devs can learn so much from each other as time progresses and build 3 awesome games. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and before I leave you, I'm going to leave you with something special, okay? Because it's dawned on me that maybe, just maybe, it isn't the developers, it isn't hackers or anything of that nature that is attempting to stifle and hurt our gameplay experiences. No. It's something else. It's something closer. It's something right under our nose. Okay. It's old George Carlin joke. Said, talking about politics. Maybe it isn't the politics. After all, this is all we could muster. This is the best we got. But maybe It isn't the politics that stink around here. Maybe it's something else. Like the people. Anyway, I found a little cartoon that'll explain exactly what I'm talking about. Anyway, enjoy the rest of this footage, and then I'm going to leave you guys with an old cartoon. An old cartoon that comes from my Counter-Strike days. Pure Ponage. You may remember the guys from Boom Headshot. But anyway, this is one of their little cartoons, and it explains exactly what's going on in the tactical gaming world to a T. I'll see you guys on the flip side.
Over time, it seems many people have forgotten the most important ingredient to a good gaming experience: the good game. And by game, I'm not referring to shader effects, high polygon counts, a compelling story, or any of the other irrelevant nonsense I don't give a submarining fuck about. I mean the actual gameplay, the part where you control stuff, then have it interact with other stuff, and then your brain generates fun. If I wanted a compelling story, I'd read a book. There's only a few million of them already in existence, the majority of which are written by people whose talents compare to the best video game writers the same way Kobe Bryant's penis might compare to that of a poorly endowed titmouse. If enduring 90 minutes of CGI cutscenes dubbed with pornography-grade voice acting sounds exciting to you, I suggest you immediately navigate your web browser to the neighborhood torrent site and start downloading something called a movie. Any of them really, because apparently you're very easily satisfied. Perhaps I'm romanticizing the past here, but I remember a time when most games were about being challenged to explore new gameplay mechanics, about learning and solving new puzzles, about improving your skills against all types of adversaries, and about feeling proud of your accomplishments. Now they're mostly shiny particle-affected vessels guiding any soccer mom caliber gamer through a generic third-grade level story where anyone with a brain the size of a steroid-shrunk testicle can pretend to be a hero and maintain a fantasy of not sucking balls at video games. But Nazi, I need a reason for what I'm doing, motivation for my character, a backstory. Would you really need a backstory to play Donkey Kong, you twat? How about football or poker? If the process of playing a game isn't fun for you, well maybe you're not a gamer. Of course, not to sound unappreciative of all my free kills in COD 4, but lately I've become rather miffed at the notion that this overwhelming number of noobs has negatively influenced the direction of video game design forever. Instead of humanity pursuing the development of the next chess, we have an endless supply of 8-hour-long interactive B-movie experiences at $60 a pop with unimaginatively reskinned sequels announced exactly 3 seconds after the current product is launched. Congratulations, noobs, you've effectively raised an army of consumer gaming zombies who conveniently seem to lack not only artistic standards, but opposable thumbs. I'd be inclined to look the other way and ignore the thumbless zombie parade, but these bungling post-sports have the audacity to hate on us, the gamers who play games for gameplay, and so we're subject to the endless abuses of idiotic whiners. Russia fag, hacker, no-life loser, imbalance! But the truth is, the only imbalance here is coming from your underdeveloped inner ear, you uncoordinated ball of gay. I'm truly sorry you had your clumsy ass kicked around in gym class like a hacky sack in the 1980s, but that's no reason to be a sandy crotch vagina while I'm kicking your virtual ass in Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Even more infuriating than the consumer zombie noobs are the noobs whose jobs involve playing video games then critiquing them for mass public consumption. These champions of mob mentality shouldn't bother me since I've grown rather accustomed to unqualified nitwits performing undeserved jobs, except that within gaming media circles being a noob seems to have become some kind of fucking prerequisite. I know going through life with the lack of a pinch grip can be frustrating, but calling a 3-hour single-player experience the height of game design and comparing the dialogue in GTA 4 to that of The Godfather is nothing less than absolutely retarded. Here's the unpleasant truth. Your teachers lied to you when they said that anyone, even you, could become an astronaut. Some people are just naturally better at certain things than others. There's something called talent. No matter how hard I try, I'll never paint a Mona Lisa or invent the quantum computer. No matter how hard you try, you'll never finish Contra without cheating. Many people have a genuine desire to challenge themselves to be better. This does not make them alien or cruel, and certainly not Russia fags. It just makes them uber gamers. It's no reason to resent them, at least no more than you resent John Holmes for his enormous cock. So the next time you think, I could beat all the pro gamers if I just played as much as them, think again. That belief is as pathetic as the accent I'm talking in right now. All the basketball training in the world won't help your pudgy 5'4" dimpled bottom make the NBA, just like all the StarCraft training in the world couldn't prevent Park Sung-joon from sticking his golden mouse up your ass.